He looks like he owns credit. Oh my gosh. Man like Arthur from Batman.
Dzień dobry, assalamu alaikum, ciao, konnichiwa, bonjour, hola, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Ken at 10 coming to you live from Norbury SW16, as we do every workday, more or less. How are you? I hope you're well. We sell and let property in the Norbury SW16 South London area. We manage hundreds of properties as well. We've been here for over 30 years, so we like to talk about property. So I hope you're doing well today. Here in Norbury, it is a really beautiful day, actually. The sun's out. Looks almost like a kind of spring day, but you certainly feel that you're heading towards a winter as well. There's that kind of contrasty, a little bit cold, a little bit cooler, and thank goodness not the rain yet, because the winter always seems so long, doesn't it? I think so anyway. Why are house prices still so high? This is a question I'm often getting asked, because interest rates are through the roof. In fact, I just had a call from a client of mine who's looking at fixing their interest rate on a fixed rate product, and they're with a specialist lender, and that lender has now offered them a 2-year fixed rate of 7.99%, or they can stay on the new variable rate, which is 10%. It's crazy, isn't it? When you think a minute ago, they were fixed at 2%. So their rate on the standard variable rate would go up 5-fold. It's just absolutely ludicrous, or 4-fold if they accept the fixed rate. Even so, you can see the contrast is so marked. And what that means is, of course, a lot of buy-to-let investors are saying, actually, there's no money in this anymore. I'm selling up, and understandably so. Some are fixing their rates, managing to get a more competitive situation, but it does depend on you, because rates don't just depend on what you want, they depend on what your circumstances are, and your circumstances may have changed since you originally took out that loan. So lenders that might have considered you before may not do so now, and there are further complications with rental multipliers as well, meaning that you have to achieve a certain percentage above your rent in order to fit their criterion. And with rents having gone up so much, still they're not keeping pace necessarily with what's required for the multiple, so that the lender can exercise their stress tests, so to speak. So why are house prices still so high if people are selling? Well, the truth is that people are not selling in any volume. We do have the buy-to-let side. A lot of landlords are choosing to exit the market. But in the wider market, what tends to happen when things are a little bit tough like they are now is people do one thing because they're not sure, and that's nothing at all. They decide not to move. And when they decide not to move, this restricts the number of properties available. And when the number of properties available is restricted, of course, people can only buy the ones that are available. And therefore, the price is pushed in the opposite direction. Counterintuitively, even though interest rates are higher, when there is a scarcity value, so this pushes properties in the other direction, because we still have buyers that are looking, but not as many sellers as we would expect. I would say, in terms of the ratio, we could have expected 100 buyers for every property a year and a half ago, and now we could expect that to be maybe 5 buyers for every property. But that's still 5 buyers instead of no buyers, and therefore prices come down. And that seems to be the trend this year, and I suspect it will continue, because it's not just about the theoretical picture of where interest rates are, it's about supply. And as long as people can afford their mortgages, they'll tend, in a difficult market, to do nothing at all. That is, stay put, perhaps refinance, certainly batten down the hatches. In many cases, in fact, pay off debt. What we're seeing is more and more people looking to pay off more on their mortgages because interest rates are higher. Because there is a logic to this. If you've got money that's in savings, and that savings is yielding 2 or 3%, and you could clear down some of your mortgage, which is costing maybe 5 or 6%, there's a real logic to actually paying off a larger proportion of your mortgage, as opposed to holding that money in savings. Not financial advice, just an observation. And what it means is we're seeing people paying down their mortgages, battening down the hatches, choosing not to move, and that's restricting the supply of property. And that restriction on supply is underpinning house prices. Put on top of that the fact that there's no availability for rentals, because most people that are selling are landlords. This is putting pressure on the rental market even further. So price on the rental market, the demand is off the scale. It's absolutely crazy. I've never known a rental market like it. And I've said for some time that we've been hurtling towards a rental crisis, and that still remains the case today. Apart from that, quite a quiet day today on valuations, but we just met a lovely couple. I'm just going to go up and see their house and give them some advice on the rental side. And apart from that, we have spaces available. So if you're thinking of renting, selling, or perhaps selling by auction, then we've got your back on that. And if you need advice from someone that's been doing it for over 30 years, then we're your man. Give me a call, 0208 679 8601, or drop me an email, ken@jamesalexander.com. I'm in the process of getting the podcast ready for tomorrow. If you do have any questions that you'd like me to air and perhaps explore, then do comment on the videos or just drop me an email and we can consider incorporating those questions into the show, hopefully come out with some insightful answers for you. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. As always, we're back tomorrow with another edition. Till then, look after yourselves and if you can, your family and friends. Ciao.